G'day guys, Jakko here for AYC Fishing. With the Cod Classic coming up in a few weeks, we just thought we'd do a bit of a video and chat about some of the lures and gear you'll probably need if you want to be in the run to catch some cod up there. Plenty of stuff works, but this is what some of the locals and a lot of people that have done really well over the years there like having their kit. So first thing you'll need a Swimbait Rod to throw a lot of these lures. So I've just got a Daiwa TD Soul here with a Tachala HD reel on that, bit of 40 pound braid, and normally 40 to 60 pound leaders, whatever you choose, but 40 pounds going to handle most cod, but there is some stonkers in there, so go up to 60 if you feel the need. First lure is just your Jackal gantrel. These things come in three sizes. You got the Chibitrel, the gantrel and the gigantrel. Your gantrel, I reckon, is the perfect size. A lot of the bait fish in there, the bobby cod, it's just that profile there, and they're around that size, so that's a perfect profile bait for fishing Copeton. A lot of guys do use the gigantrels, and they trawl them as well, so a lot of people chuck three of them out the back and just cruise about. But if you're casting all night or like all night, all day, it's a bit easier casting these gantrels around. The gigantrels really, they take some oomph to get them out there, but either. The Chibitrel's probably a bit small, it's more of a river bait than a big dam bait like Copeton. Next one is your Gania, Jackal again, that's him there. Just another swim bait, but a few more joints in it. Gives it a bit of a different action. They're not too big at Copeton. Most people use the gantrels, but I like them. I reckon they're pretty good, and they work really well down in our southern dams down here, so they definitely will work up there. Just a different action. With both your baits as well, you can weight them down, as most people probably know. I like to fish with the Gania, probably a 3/8 ounce weight on the front of it, and with the gantrels probably a 1/2 ounce. If you're going to fish gigantrels, probably go heavier again. One thing with all your Jackal swim baits is you are going to have to upgrade the hooks. Unfortunately, they make these things over in Japan for their largemouth bass, and it's the quality of the hooks aren't going to stand up to the Murray cod over here. So split rings and hooks are a must. Upgrade them. With the gantrels and the Gantias, I've found a 1/0 hook on the front and a size 1 on the backs. Perfect. If you go a 1/0 on the back, you'll often find with the gantrel and Gania, the treble hook over the tail of it, and she'll foul herself up and she just won't work as good. So a 1/0 on the front and a 1/0 on the back, and just a good set of heavy duty split rings on there as well. Third up, and probably my favourite lure for fishing up at Copeton, is just a 1/2 ounce Bassman Chatterbait. That orange colour there is pretty famous for fishing Copeton. There's a lot of goldfish in there, and a lot of big fish are being caught on this thing. They do make them, there's a 1/2 ounce and a 1 ounce in the Bassman Mumblers. So either, but because you're fishing in the winter, you're going to be fishing a lot shallower. So I like to use a 1/2 ounce and get it right up there in the shallows and bring it back out past the fish. Lastly is a couple of these bad boys, big wake baits. A couple of years ago at Copeton, the bite really went off on the surface on these things, and there was a lot of big fish caught. It's not the same anymore, I don't reckon. You don't see as many fish coming off the surface, but it's definitely worth having a few in your box. You definitely can't beat catching one of those big girls off the surface. So real early in the mornings, just as that sun's coming up, that's a perfect time to be throwing these. Just talking about that early morning bite, that's probably your prime time to be fishing Copeton. If you're going to be on the water at any time, definitely be out there just as that first sun's coming up. What happens is overnight the cod will push the bait right up into the shallows, and then just as that sun's coming up, the bait's, because it's right up in the shallows, they've got to retreat out to the deeper water. Otherwise you'll have like pelicans or all sorts of bird life attacking them in the shallows. So they've basically got to make a run for it back out to the deep, and the cod will just sit on the outside edge, and as they're coming back they'll just smash them. So fishing real shallow at that early morning and just casting your swim baits and your chatterbaits and surface lures up there and bringing them back past is when you'll normally get most of your fish. But it does fish really well the whole time. In the middle of the day, a lot of people don't fish the middle of the day, but you can still catch cod up there. Just go a bit deeper. You can weight your gantrels and whatnot up a fair bit and get them right down deep, and you'll still catch fish. Just try and find some bait, and the fish will be there. Other stuff you'll need is good clothing. Run a puffer jacket. These things are bloody warm. Overnight, you won't get cold with one of those. Good wet weather gear, and the most important thing is a pair of these bad boys, Ugg boots. Fish or not if you got them on, but if you got cold toes, she's no good. Right guys, there's a few tips for you coming up the Cod Classic. It should be a great event. The time of year, early May, should be pristine. First frost should be just around then, so she should be bang on. Let's do it.